we're gonna analyze one of my favorite shot putters of all time, Roger Steen.
There you go! There you go, Rod!
And we're gonna start right now. Now, when we're looking at someone like Roger Steen, I want to bring this up. I was fortunate enough to train Trevor Stutzman, who now works for Garage Strength, and Trevor came up throwing in the ranks of the Division III ranks in the NCAA. Okay, and he was fortunate enough to throw against Roger. Roger was in college throwing 17 mid, and then he did win the NCAA title indoors with like an 1881. But what I want to bring up to everyone is if we can think about who Roger was. You know, he wasn't at a Power 5. He wasn't given all these crazy perks. He's had to grind and work a full-time job and just chip away at what he's doing, what he wants to accomplish. And I think in even looking at Roger, what has he done? His technique's gotten better, which you're going to see here. We're going to do a comparison between a 17-meter throw from when he was in college to where he's at right now. I believe he's 30 years old, just through 22.08. So if we can do this comparison and we can stay in the sport and we can stay healthy and we can focus on technique and we can focus on getting extraordinarily strong, that's another big aspect with Roger. I'd say he's top 5 strongest shot putters in the world. You know, if you maybe top 10, something like that, but he's wired, has a ton of strength, has great technical execution, and you can see the progress that he's made. And so if you can put yourselves in the shoes of what Roger's done and use that as a model. Roger threw 1880 when he was probably 21, 22 years old, and he's just stayed in the sport, kept chipping away, kept getting stronger, kept improving his technique, always focused on great execution in competition. He's an absolutely incredible competitor. He's thrown 22 meters. Peyton Otterdahl just threw 21.99, and he's an Olympian. And now it's like, okay, we got Peyton, we got Josh Awatunde, Darrell's coming back, Joe is here, Krauser's there, Pippery's there. You know, those are the top 7 guys. Now we start to see what you're capable of doing at that level, at that Division III level, if you stay focused. So I wanted to break down real quickly here Roger's technique from college. And if we can break down his technique from college, we can see things that weren't great, weren't terrible, but we can also see how he's made these improvements. Okay, so I think that, I'm pretty sure that was about 17 mid, I think. But again, good position out of the back, opens that left side here, and he does this, you know, he does have that nice long left arm, gets that right side down, left foot below his left knee. He's done that pretty consistently. I actually think he's a little bit longer with that right foot placement right there. And biggest thing that I want to point out here is when Roger's squaring up here in college, you can see his left side picks up fairly early, okay, pretty early, and you can even see on this reverse, he doesn't really transfer forward as well as he could have. You can see over here. Okay, but again, he's always been a great competitor, always sacks up well, and just a freaking worker, man. He's just a total worker, built like a fire hydrant, extraordinarily strong and explosive. Now, I want to point out a couple things. So I'm going to play the video here of Roger from Tucson when he goes 22.08, okay? And so we're going to sit here and we can see here with Roger, right? He gets into the circle. I want to point out some stuff where a lot of throwers would get screwed up by this. So he's dialed in. Okay, he's dialed in here. He's in Tucson, and I'm sitting here and I'm going, he's dialed in, he's ready to roll, he's getting set. And then the official, this dude, walks across and sort of gets just in the flow of where Roger might be going mentally, right? You know, you get in a circle and you start to visualize, and you start to like pull yourself out of that position. You're starting to focus on just how you want to execute, okay? You're starting to think about, all right, I'm dialing in. And now all of a sudden Roger's looking around, he's like, hey, are we ready? Are we ready to roll? And a lot of throwers would get rattled. A lot of throwers would come out and say, well, the official screwed me up. Roger goes 22.08 on this throw, okay? So look at him. You can see right here. He's like, all right, are we ready? Are we ready? Stands around. He's patient. Look at that. You ready? You ready? And I remember thinking like, man, they're screwing with Roger here. They're screwing with him. Doesn't matter. When you want to be a world-class thrower, you don't let outside things rattle you. You execute the way that you know you can execute. And that's the biggest thing that I think Roger does so well all the time. Dude's come from the D3 level, grinding, and he's just continued to grind here. Okay, so let's watch his technique. Gets set, gets a nice wind, nice patient wind. Picks up right about here. Okay, so just left arm starting to open, picks up here. And if you watched my recent, man, that sign's in the way. If you've watched my recent videos of Krauser analysis and the Maggie Ewan analysis, Roger's right leg stays bent until it's about to get past the left, and then he lengthens that right leg, and then he starts to sweep to center. And let's watch that left arm too. Left arm open, 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 open. Now, when he cuts down, okay, watch that left arm is opening. And as he's sweeping down with the right, and let's pay attention to his right leg. He's not coming up out of the back. He's wide down, just like Krauser, just like Maggie. Comes down, boom. Okay, and he's always had this, you can see this position here, this very, very unique, I actually think it's similar to what Joe does. That position right here, you can see back in college, he sort of tucks that chin right there, boom, okay? That changes his torso angle, and now he's got that linear left leg. Taman actually had a conversation with him when he was talking about that left leg, like, what do you think about with that left? Because that's something we've been trying to work on with Taman. Look at that left foot. Okay, left leg, left leg. That's like that linear aspect. I'm trying to see if I can do this where I take, okay, boom, boom. So it's in line. It's a nice straight pathway getting down as quickly as possible. Now, right side's down fast, right side's down fast. When that left leg gets down, boom, left arm is almost directly in line with his left hip, shots back over that right foot, right? Shots back over that right foot. And now let's think about this position here, okay, in college was off that left foot. He's still on the left. He's rotated through with that right hip. Right shoulder squaring up, long left arm. He's still sitting on that left leg. Okay, he's still sitting through. And then if we can look at right here, that's where he hits. Where's he reversed to? Almost directly on that left foot pattern. Okay, everything transfers forward, so that's where he's cleaned up from college, is everything transfers forward, rotates back around with an easy save. Big yell, man, big yell. And this throw was so exciting. It's cool to see someone like Roger come up through the ranks over the last 8, 9, 10 years and just continuously chip away. Doesn't make excuses. Gets into the circle. He's dialed in. He's focused. Somebody distracts him. It doesn't matter. We ready to go, and he knows how to flip the switch. He knows how to compete well, and he knows how to execute really, really well. Nice technique, and you can see here actually, that's where his left foot is. Left foot in line with that knee joint is very similar to Val Allman, very similar to Joe Kovacs. Joe's foot's maybe a hair higher. Krauser's foot is almost identical to Roger's. Maggie's foot almost identical there. Left leg comes down fast. Catch that position, rotate the right shoulder all the way through, and just continue to smash at the front. And I think that all of that stuff has to come back into play. And if you're somebody who's at the D2 or D3 level, hold Roger Steen. He's the blueprint. Keep working hard. Get strong. Focus on your technique. Use him as a technical model. Use Josh Awatunde. Use Ryan Krauser as a technical model. Build off of your strength. Build off of your competitive ability. And just stay in the sport. Be as healthy as you possibly can. That's a key factor behind Roger Steen throwing 22.08. If you guys need help with your training, head over to throwsuniversity.com. Until next time, guys. Peace.